Well, it was built in 1850 as the State Arsenal.
It stands guard on a hill overlooking the Kentucky River, not far from the state capitol.
The intent was for it to look imposing. The main purpose of the building was a warehouse, and in fact, we're standing in the warehouse of the building right now.
Bill Bright, curator of the state's Military History Museum, has watched over the painstaking renovations of the old state arsenal. What began as a project to replace the building's heating and air conditioning has turned into so much more.
There's much more historic fabric of the building still remaining than we ever imagined.
For decades, it was believed that this fire in 1933 all but gutted the arsenal. When false ceilings were removed during the renovation, original hewn beams were rediscovered.
There's actually spikes in those columns that are reminiscent of that earlier architecture rather than screws or bolts.
It was the rebirth of the state arsenal circa 1850. These are paint chips from the huge double doors.
And you can see some of the browns and grays that were originally on there, all the way back to the wood strata.
Tedious research found 17 layers of paint on the arsenal's exterior.
If you were a soldier working in the building, this was your door.
The building is slowly returning to its original look.
There was a little bit of angst in me saying, oh, this is going to be different.
Iron bars installed over windows in the 1920s have been removed. But the painted brick edifice, which was sandblasted away in the 1970s, will not return to its 1850 appearance.
And this shows the original gray color of the brick.
Problems with the mortar is the reason. Still, a building already on the National Register of Historic Places is beginning to recapture its past.
Opening the building up and allowing it to really become an artifact was critical in the whole process.
Eventually, items that were once stored here, like this volley gun and this rifle from the Civil War, will be returned to the arsenal. History will come alive again. You'll be able to see the list of items destroyed in the fire of 33.
Well, it was astonishing.
And ponder why the Guard was storing so much sports equipment, and search for hints of what exploded.
I think the explosion was probably from the 83 hand grenades that were stored upstairs.
And learn in this letter that it was state prisoners who helped put out the fire.
Their efforts were largely responsible for saving as much of the building and its contents as were saved.
The old state arsenal saved and restored. With photographer Paul Majonier, I'm Greg Stotelmyer on Kentucky's Backroads.